we go to the mergers and acquisitions. So this will be based on the textbook chapter 11. So first thing is we talk about the motivation for M&A. So I think many of you maybe have attended this kind of the course about the merger and acquisition from other lectures. So like the motivation for the M&A, the first motivation will be like economics of scale. So we have the example for ExxonMobil. So that in 1999, that will be the oil company. They want to have the larger portion in the industry. So they have the acquisition from the Exxon and Mobil. So that will be they are going to larger the economics of scale. And the second one is improving the target management. So the target firm may have the historical poor performance, and the other like the firm would like to improve the target management, so they will have the motivation to do the acquisition. And the third motivation would be combining the complementary resources, such as like the Disney and Pixar. And so that will be in 2006. So that is combine the different resources that two companies have, and then have the synergies after the acquisition. Because of the complications of this case, so we give you more, if you see the spreadsheets, you can see that we have provided our solution also on the spreadsheet. So maybe you could track that and challenge that, because that's like the rate of that, because we use like we have our estimation of the growth rate, we have our estimation of our like synergies, and we have estimation of our cost of equity, and also the weights of the debt and weights of the equity. So if you're doing this kind of analysis, you need to have a lot of estimations, but it will be really like takes you a lot of time to do that. So we provide the spreadsheets like some suggested solution on that, but you cannot use that directly. Please have your own thoughts and to discuss with your groups, like how you determine the target firm value, and also how you determine the synergies that actually increase shareholder value. So I'll give you one and a half. So we are until like 11:20. So you have the discussion time for this case. Please use that, and then I'll let you present for your resource after 11:20. Okay. So you need to have a little bit, like if you want to write down on the blackboard, or you want to using the slides or something you could use. So please conduct an analysis by yourself. You could answering these questions and calculate the target firm value and acquisition premium, and also using the acquisition premium to determine synergies, and also check this deal is worthwhile. Okay, so check that, and okay, so case is here.
We are group one, and this is what we calculate. We apply the abnormal profit model to calculate the equity value, and for the book equity value, we take it from the exhibit 2. Exhibit 2. This for this one. I'm sorry. There is 2017, 16. This is our typo. And for the RE, we calculate by use the net profit, and divide the book value, the book equity value. We use that net profit, and we divide for the book value that we already showed you. For cost of equity, that we use the CAPM model to calculate. So we need to collect the number of data of return on market, and we for the risk-free rate we use the US 10-year is 1.83, and for the beta we search on Google the average beta in French financial market for the hotel industry, and they give us the beta of 0.71. Actually, we take it from one paper that already published. And for the return on market, we already search on Google too. And the last one for the growth rate, the growth rate that we use from the exhibit 1. We take it from exhibit 1, 4.7.
Credit rating for the NH hotel, I use the table like at the week 12, like we used the case before. So for the calculation, I like for the non-part, like the net operating income after tax, I use operating profit and then multiply it by 1 minus 25%. As we can see that in the NH hotel, their statutory tax rate is 25%. And then for the NIPAT, the NIPAT and the interest expense after tax, I use the same tax rate, that's like 25%. And then for the riskiness of profit stream, it should be like the standard deviation of the ROI capital over 5 years. But because it like we only have 2 years for the financial statement, like the income statement. So I only use 2 years, like the standard deviation of the ROIC for 2 years. And then like for the final score is 1.985. That's why that's why I write it down like PPP or BBA. That's all.
So, I just give not many times. So I just one question, like growth rate. You think that NH has an 8.7% growth rate, but if you see the exhibit 1, you can see its occupancy, like the hotel rooms. If it is limited, then how can the growth rate be 8.7% from that year and to the terminal, like for maybe 5 years? Yes. So just think about that. Yeah. I mean, not just to let you know about, like, to think about the reasonable growth rate about the hotel industry, because it has some limitations on its like profit drivers, its rooms. So you couldn't like increase a larger room, like you sell these products, you can have more products to produce, but you cannot have more rooms to sell to the customers because there's just like maybe 100 rooms available.
Maybe we can assume, or maybe we can increase the price of the room. So
yeah, but you say that they have the position about their room price, like the middle class or something. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. We are Group 3 here to present Group 2 here to present our analysis of the Coca-Cola company. My name is Fanny, and I will introduce the company to you. Then Maud will talk about the accounting and the financial analysis part. Anthony will talk about the financial forecast, and Conan will enter financial valuation and the conclusion. The Coca-Cola company needs no introduction. It is a global brand that is present in virtually every country in the world aside from Cuba, North Korea, and Russia. Although we all know it thanks to its flagship product, the company's vision is to be a total beverage company, a vision that it has been pursuing since 2017.
We increased approximately 3% from the last year. And cost and operating expense also increased from the previous year, like around 7.6%. And the profit, because the cost increased or the profits decreased, 0.28%, which is not that high. Okay. And the next one is the cash flow analysis, so the operating activities, the first one. For the year.
Forecast for Coca-Cola from 2025 to 2029. Maybe I didn't correct it. And our annual analysis is based on 3 key sources. First is the company 2024 GAAP results and 2025 management guidance, and the IMF macroeconomic projections. And we apply the fixed ratio assumption-based model. Revenue is projected to grow by
outstanding. We use 4,302 million, and this data is from the company disclosure. It's from Coca-Cola disclosure, and the terminal years we use is 2029 because we use 5 years to do the terminal, and 2029 is the end of forecast period, and it's after 2029 we use perpetual growth and perpetual.
So I think this group has a really great presentation. They have a really comprehensive about the accounting analysis and their financial analysis, and they chose a really clear the valuation model to support their. They have many arguments to support for their model, and they have reasons for their investing recommendation. And also, I think I like the part of the accounting and financial analysis a lot because it is really it gives a really great overview of that. So yes, so that's all for this group. I think it's really great.
Hi everyone. Today I will introduce you the Apple report for our final presentation, and I will start it with the industry and company overview. Then there will be the financial summary and ratio analysis, which succeed with valuation model and key assumption, and finally our conclusion and our investment records. So I will start with the company overview. The tech segment and the industry used to be partial, and now it's
to better understand the external influences that shapes the Apple strategies, we did a customer analysis. So for the political factors, we found that trade policies with the increasing geographical tensions were going to have an impact on Apple, especially on the supply chain of iPhones and every product.
We bought a lot of computers before, and in income statement 2022, they have a very huge jump on revenue, and the reason is in 2020 Apple developed a new chip on their main product. Apple main product is iPhone, iPad, and MacBook. Both MacBook Air and MacBook Pro.
Next one is the solvency and the turnover ratio. So the interest coverage ratio is more than 100, which shows that we don't need to afraid for Apple to go out of business for maybe the next 5 or 10 years. And the cash ratio is also most of them close or higher than 1. So we also know that Apple can only use their cash to fulfill all their short-term liabilities.
It's I think for revenue, it is the hardest part to forecast because we don't know what will happen in the future, but we believe that this 3.6% CAGR is quite reasonable for Apple because it's in line with the long-term GDP growth, and I think Apple will still be able to grow, and it's still innovating. It's still last year it come out with the Apple Vision Pro, and maybe in the future there are more AI services from Apple, revenue more compared to Apple. And so if we plug in the Apple's revenue here, it gives us a huge variation. Any other questions?
No? No? Okay. Thank you. So, feedback. So I think this also has a really great presentation. The format is clear, and they have a little bit different from the group 2 because they use, like, if you see their analysis for the financial ratios, they use for the future, their forecasting ones. But in group 2 they use the historical data. So that's the difference between these two groups. But I think that is also have some reasonable arguments about that. So yes, I think that's all for today. So very well, and I'll see you next week for other two groups presentation. Okay? Yeah, that's all. 这门课的课程名称是财报分析。那我们是采用全英语教学跟结合 PBL 的模式来做设计的。那因为这堂课的修课学生呢，基本上有一半以上都是外籍生，所以在英语沟通上面，学生基本上没有太大的问题。那我在课程设计的部分呢，就是讲义跟案例，还有包括给学生回家自己做的一些问题，所以全部都是用文下去做设计。然后在课程设计的部分呢，我们就结合了许多在课本上的案例，还有一些实务上的案例，然后让学生可以更好的去融合这些就是实际的案例上面财报，比如说财报的三表上的分析，然后我们在课堂上使用的分组模式是比较随机的，然后让大家可以跟不同的组员合作，并且就是因为是以英语讨论方式，也希望他们可以跟外籍生多用点英文这样子。那在每堂课讨论完之后，让学生立马讨论，我们就是要立马的请他们在课堂最后做一个报告。那这个报告主要就是会因为财报分析主要就是希望你给出一个建议，比如说这个估值的价格，或者是说这个 M&A deal 要不要做，那我们会请学生给建议，说出他们的 argument 是什么，然后并且希望他们有许多的 reference 来support 他们的 arguments。那在这上面来讲的话，学生都表现得不错，然后也可以很及时的在这个课堂上就是做脑力激荡，并且给这样子的 presentation。好，然后主要在这个课程准备跟课堂上使用的比较使用的技巧，就是会事先提供给他们就是相关案例的一些 Excel 档，然后呢让他们可以先去做一个如果说学生有买课本的话，他们也可以先看到那些 case 的大概是什么样子。然后呢，我们也会在就是课堂上呢会提供，比如说助教或者是授课老师，我就是会下去跟学生讲解这个 case 大概是怎么进行的，不会让学生就是从头开始对于这个陌生的 case 去做解析，基本上会先让他们有一个 background， 然后再去做这个案例的解析。那这样子的模式呢，也让学生比较可以更快速的去抓到课堂的重点，并且在案例的解析上面也会更完整，然后更加速他们对于这个财报分析的概念的理解。
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Yang Shangyi. The financial analysis courses in this semester, and we have learned about a lot in these courses. And for example, we learn how to analyze a company by some strategies, and we learn how to use financial ratios or many kinds of valuation methods for debt or equity financial instruments. And we also learn how to analyze some accounting details for each company. and I think I have learned a lot in these courses.
Okay, so about the financial statement analysis and ESG courses, I feel like it's really great for me because I am an MBA student and I want to learn about finance and also sustainable finance to pursue my career path, and I think it's provide enough knowledge and practical skill for me to pursue my career path. For example, in the SSA class, professor provides us a lot of cases, the real cases, so we can apply what we learn from theory, from book to solve the case, and also we can by ourselves do an analysis for a real company. It's been really useful for us when that we can apply the theory to practical, and I think it's useful for my career path in the future too. And also in the ESG class, we also do a lot of cases and discussion. It's like I not only learn about book, about paper, I can also learn about my friend from another country in the world about the sustainable development and apply it to some real case. So I think it's really useful for me and for my career path.